Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with the DRF race of the day for Monday, August the 22nd. It's race number 4 at Assiniboia Downs. It's the Portales overnight for fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th. $24,000 is the purse. Let's take a look at this field. Please scan the QR code for race of the day access on your mobile devices. The Portales overnight is the kickoff leg of the 20-cent ASD Jackpot Pick 5. Carryover going into the Jackpot Pick 5 on Monday evening, over $133,000. And race number 5 at the Downs is the kickoff leg of the $1 Pick 4, a very popular wager with a $50,000 guaranteed pool. So lots going on Monday night. The Portales overnight is named after Portales, who was one of the top fillies and mares at the Downs around 9-10 years ago. I believe she won the Oaks there. So these fillies and mares have some big shoes to fill. And this race is led by the horse on the outside, your morning line favorite, the number 7 Hidden Grace, who beat many of these last time out in the Escape Clause 3 weeks ago. Now, these fillies and mares do take turns beating each other, so the race might come down to pace and trip, and on that cue we'll go to the Timeform US Pace Projector. And I have really no arguments with the Pace Projector concerning the 4 and the 6. Both of these horses should show speed. Whether they're classy enough to take the speed all the way around, that could be a different story. I do think the 7 Hidden Grace is going to be in a good forward position, tracking the speeds, maybe trying to make a burst into the second turn to take command, as she did last time out in the Escape Clause. And I also believe that the number 1, Texas Rain, breaking from an advantageous inside post, can sort of tuck into the second flight and keep an eye on the speeds. Let's start our analysis with Texas Rain, who was claimed for $25,000 at Oaklawn back in April, shipped up to the Downs, and has earned stakes placing in 3 of her 4 races here. She is a very consistent mare. She just doesn't win very often. Take a look at that lifetime mark. 4 for 27, 12 runner-up efforts. She hasn't won a race in almost 2 years, but she does seem to be the kind of mare that's rounding into form. Her last race, the Escape Clause, while beaten by Hidden Grace, she ran pretty well. She made a move turning into the stretch, splitting horses 4 wide. She grinded it out for second, and she was gaining on Hidden Grace at the wire, only beaten a half length. Now, Texas Rain's the kind of mare that might need a little bit of pace up front. It's possible a mile and a 16th is a hair far, although she did win at a mile down in the United States. There's always worries about horses with more seconds and thirds than first if they have a character defect. Do they hang a little bit on the money? I'm not sure that's the case with Texas Rain. I think she's in good form, and I think if this pace is swift, she'll be running on late to give her usual good performance. The 2 is Spun Line, who beat Texas Rain, who beat Hidden Grace 2 starts back on July the 13th. Now, I thought she received a beautiful trip and ride that day that aided her. She was able to drop down towards the inside on the second turn, slip right up the rail, and I think that move, that decisive move, able to save a lot of ground, was what got her to the wire first. In her most recent start, she disappointed a bit. She was bet down to 2-1 in the Escape Clause. She seemed to be in good position, and she just didn't have the same pop. We know she can beat these horses on her best day. We know she has the tactical speed to work out a good trip, and she has done good work at a mile and a 16th in the past. And with that one sort of bad running line staring you in the face, that 5-1 on the morning line might represent pretty good value. The number 3 is Big Stretch, who finished 3rd in the Escape Clause, but I don't think she had the greatest trip in that race. She was last going into the first turn, and her rider decided, listen, the pace doesn't seem to be very fast. I see Hidden Grace going on with it. I have to go. And Big Stretch made a premature 4 wide bid on the backstretch to get into contention, was 3 wide challenging for the lead turning into the stretch, and then understandably flattened out. I think it was a sneaky good effort for this daughter of Mr. Big. A mile and a 16th might be a bit far for her. You see her flatten out in the end of that last race, you might say that's a reason. The distance might be too far for her, but I don't know. I think that early move could have taken some of the starch out of her. If she's going to sit back and make one run, I believe this time around, and if she gets the right trip and pace setup, she can contend. Cypress Point is the number 4, and off the claim last time out in the Escape Clause, she was dismissed at 37-1. She went to the lead. She couldn't go with Hidden Grace when that one made a really strong bid on the turn, and she backed up and finished last, beaten 20 lengths. She wouldn't mind a wet track. She seems to like that. But right now, Cypress Point really has to improve by leaps and bounds if she's to rebound against this Ain't She Dahrlin is up next, and Ain't She Dahrlin was 4th last time out in the Escape Clause, and I thought she ran okay that day. I'm more interested in her performance 2 starts back when she was beaten by Spun Line, because she broke from the rail and she seemed like she was going to be good position going into the first turn, and she just clipped right off heels and had to go, almost went down and caused other horses to be forced wide going into the first turn. She still was in the mix of things after recovering from that stumbling incident to save ground on the backstretch, was in with a chance turning for home, and she was beaten less than 5 lengths. I think her last race at a mile might indicate that that distance is a bit far, but she is a filly that I think had an excuse 2 starts back, was far from embarrassed last time out, and has some tactical speed. She's 15-1. Maybe she could spice up the exotics with the right trip. Timeform US believes that the number 6 Darpe can be close to the pace, and for a horse that does have some sprint speed, Darpe is not a great gate horse. You watch some of her races, you can click on the comment line on your free Formulator past performances, and you can watch the replays for the majority of these races. You'll notice that Darpe has a tendency to hop right up at the start, maybe costs herself 3/4 of a length or a length at the start, but she has natural speed after that and often gets herself into good position. That's what happened last time out in a $10,000 optional claiming race. A little bit of a hop at the start, rushed up, got caught up in a multi-horse pace duel, 4 horses battling for the lead. She was in the 2-path in between horses. She just couldn't go with the winner on the turn. She tried hard and finished 3rd. What I like about Darpe is you go back to last summer, the summer of 2021. That was the summer of Miss Imperial. It seemed like that one was winning all the stakes races. Darpe was very competitive with Miss Imperial, especially at this distance in the Polynesian Kitty on August the 11th. I wonder if Darpe has come back as good at the ripe old age of 7. It doesn't seem that way right now, but she should show speed, and she has some back races. Let's watch Hidden Grace win the escape clause last time out on August the 1st, and again she made a decisive move to the lead on the backstretch. She took this race over as the favorite. She opened up a big lead at just the right time. Texas Rain's going to be coming on the outside. She'll get past Big Stretch for 2nd. Hidden Grace ran very well, and she's just a consistent and likable horse. She's won 16 of 25 starts. Unlike Texas Rain, it seems like she knows where the wire is, and that last race indicates that she's in good form. Now, she will have to stretch her speed out 1 mile and a 16th. I think she's going to have to avoid an ultra-wide trip from this outside post, but I do think a good 3-wide trip is coming in here. I think she's probably going to try similar tactics as last time, where she'll make the lead on the 2nd turn and play Catch Me If You Can. Before we get to my top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for all the latest DRFTV video offerings. Top pick time for the Portales overnight at the Downs on Monday. I respect Hidden Grace. I'm not sure I want to take a short price. She's been beaten by a couple of these in the past. I think Hidden Grace is going to make that move to the front, and I have a feeling that maybe if the pace is fast, she could get tired in the stretch. Texas Rain has a tendency to run 2nd, a tendency to disappoint somewhat at fairly low odds. I think maybe she gets it done this time, going 1 mile and a 16th with a late kick in the Portales overnight. I'll go with Texas Rain in the first leg of the 20-cent ASD Jackpot Pick 5 carryover of over $133,000 at the Downs on Monday night. Good luck.